Let me start with a simple thought. Imagine a drug that is perfectly formulated, perfectly tested, and still gets rejected. Not because of the drug itself, but because of the packaging. That is exactly where extractables and leachables and ICH Q3E Guideline become important. Hi, I'm Raghuveer Singh Parmar, Director Scientific Affairs at Resolve Mass Laboratories, Canada. At Resolve Mass, we specialize in solving the most complex challenges in drug development, from peptide characterization to impurity identification, supporting your journey from discovery to regulatory success. So what exactly is ICH Q3E? In simple words, it is a guideline that helps us identify and evaluate chemicals that can migrate from packaging materials into the drug product. It is not just about the compliance, it is about making sure the patient is completely safe. Now, the reason this guideline matters so much in 2026 is global alignment. Today, regulators across the US, Europe, and other regions expect the same scientific approach. That means if the study is done correctly once, it can support approvals in multiple countries. But before going deeper, we need to understand one important concept. Extractables and leachables are not the same. Extractables tells us what can migrate, while leachables tells us what actually does migrate into the drug product during the storage. This difference is the foundation of the entire guideline. Now, analytical techniques required. Now here comes the technical part. To detect these compounds, advanced analytical techniques like GCMS, LCMS, LCHRMS, and ICP-MS are required. But in real life, the biggest challenge is not the detection, it is correctly identifying unknown compounds and interpreting the data with confidence. Now let's talk about toxicological risk assessment. So once the compounds are identified, the next big question is, are they really safe? That is where toxicological risk assessment comes in. ICH Q3E focuses strongly on safety thresholds so that even very small amounts of chemicals are evaluated properly. Now, products and ENL timelines. Let's talk about timelines, because this is where most companies make mistakes. Extractable studies may take only a few months, but leachable studies can take more than a year. So even if the planning is not done early, regulatory delays are almost guaranteed. Now, medical devices and global rules. Another important point is that these requirements are not limited to pharmaceuticals only. Medical devices also follow strict extractables and leachables expectations, especially in the regions like US and Europe. That makes a strong scientific strategy even more important. Let's look at one case study, BPA risk assessment. To understand the real impact, this real example understanding is required. The BPA risk assessment showed how chemicals from packaging material can actually affect human health. This case completely changed how regulators evaluate chemical migrants today. So, this brings us to the conclusion of this presentation. So if we put everything together, ICH Q3E is not just a guideline, it is a complete scientific approach to ensure safer drug products, and companies that understand this early not only protect patients but also save time, reduce risk, and even achieve faster approvals. So if you are navigating complex drug development challenges from IND enabling studies to ANDA submissions, connect with Resolve Mass Laboratory scientists to accelerate your program with confidence. Thank you so much for watching this session, and goodbye for now. See you in the next one.